Part of my time in lockdown has been spent seeing a lot of Tarantino, who there's a taste issue there, but he knows what he's doing with the camera, much like you. Good. How's my hair?
Yeah, it's good.
Good.
There's still a bit up there.
Yeah, I think you're doing better in that department.
My sister reckons it looks like a stack hat. Remember those?
Stack hat, is it Devo?
No, like those old bike helmets.
Well, you've got a bit.
It's just like
you've got a bit of aerodynamic
it's
wave.
a helmet.
You could be doing the Tour de France. Or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. This is the longest it's been, I think, probably ever, because it gets way too hot. It's like literally wearing a rug.
Well, which I've done, but
too.
Not currently. But that's also why you're dressed in shorts and a t-shirt.
Yeah.
I have a jumper, a shirt, and a t-shirt,
Undergarments.
and I'm freezing. And it's because I haven't got your fine head of hair.
Yeah, and it's a Scottish.
It's the Scottish.
For me, I think, because I just I've never felt the cold.
Right. Well, I think I have Scottish in my heritage, but I'm really feeling the cold. But that's also because I'm so svelte.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Svelte.
Svelte.
That's a great word,
Svelte,
actually.
yeah,
Svelte.
Svelte. That's on the other side of the family. That's the Finnish heritage. Svelte. The svelte Vietnamese.
The svelte. Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of svelteness and being old,
Yes.
you've had a pretty long career. Do you like that segue?
I like. I've had. Yes.
Have had.
I like the old bit because the first time we met, that was we did the sing through of what's it called, the ensemble call of Merry Widow,
Yeah.
and I'm singing in a different style because I'm an actor singer, not an operatic singer. This is a surprise to you, but I'm actually not an operatic singer. But at the end of the thing, and it was very nerve-wracking for me to be within this, at Opera Australia, doing an operetta with opera singers, and you said no, it was great, because usually your part is, always played by, an old actor who's not really a singer. So, you're just perfect. And I went, thank you. You might even have said elderly actor.
No, I think I could sense your trepidation or your uneasiness, and thought it would be a good idea to put you at ease by telling you that the last time we had done Widow, the person who sang your part was also not a singer.
Yeah,
he was a wonderful actor.
Yeah, no, that really put me at ease. I felt so much better after that. Thank you for making my first day so.
It's not unusual for people to be friendly in the opera, but it is unusual.
Yeah.
Film, because you've done a lot of film.
A lot of television.
That's film.
Yeah, or videotape, more in my in my time. I did a lot of television in the 80s in particular, and the 90s, which was videotape, and often 3 cameras, sort of live, not live, but recorded live in that sort of system. You might do film outside with an actual film camera, but the interior stuff was in a studio with 3 or 4 cameras.
What are the differences between something like that, shooting like a television program, and doing a stage show?
The lack of repetition, obviously. So it's new material constantly. So it's a different learning. It's a very different sort of learning in terms of remembering.
Is that like the
lines.
colored pages that you hear about with soap operas? Like you get the red pages and the green pages,
and the pink and the yellow, and sometimes they'd arrive like at 1 a.m.
Yeah.
You'd suddenly get this rewrite at 1 a.m. under the door. The courier's just there, and then you've got to be on set 4 hours later. So yeah, it's a big turnover. So your memory is very different.
Yeah.
You've got to learn a lot of stuff very quickly.
Just gonna check.
Many minutes later.
It's a memory card full.
Memory card full.
And also not very interesting. My mother did that. So I had these home movies that were taken of me as a small child.
Yeah.
And running around playing, entertaining, all this stuff. And she dug them out and was going to transfer them to DVD. And on one of them, she'd written a label, "Not very interesting."
Thanks, Mum.
Yeah. Anyway, and that's my film career as well.
Our parents, this was like, I don't know, 1989, whatever, and they had filmed Christmas, and we went back, we watched the tape as a family, and they had decided that it would be a good idea to videotape the wrapping of the presents at the beginning of the tape. And then we as a family watched the tape, and what was the first thing on the tape? Our parents wrapping all of the Christmas presents that we'd gotten. And we were like,
From Santa.
From Santa.
What sort of presents did?
I used to ask, there's one thing that, and this, I don't know why this sticks in my memory, but because, there was lots of things that I asked for that never arrived.
Next time, kata yak.
But one of them was this, they were called werebears. This is in like the 80s.
Right.
So I was very, very young. It was a werebear, and it looked like a teddy bear.
Right.
And then you could turn its head, its face, inside out, and it turned into a werewolf bear.
It sounds terrifying.
I know.
The turning its face inside out.
Yeah.
Wow.
It probably wasn't as horrifying as I described it.
For the bear, it would be.
And it wasn't like a scary, werewolf. It was like a cartoon teddy bear version of a werewolf.
Oh, okay.
So it was, very mild. But I don't know why that one particular thing sticks out. Because
Did you get it?
No.
Oh.
I didn't. And I've actually gone online a few times and looked for them, to fulfill that life. Because it's if it sticks in my head that much, it's the one thing, I'm like, there must be a reason for it. And if I can just get that werebear, all of my life's troubles will go away.
I think that's definitely going to happen.
Yeah.
It's definitely true. But it could still happen, or you could invent one.
Yeah. And I think I like having that to time all my troubles onto.
Yes.
I'm like, if I'd just gotten that werebear when I was a kid.
Werebears of trouble will tell you why. They're not all that meets the eye. Turn inside out, those werebears change into something really strange. Nothing can stand like a wicked werebear.
Did it make you happy, John?
Yes, it made me really happy. I was a very happy little boy.
They both reached for the gun.
Yes, we could do that.
Yeah. No, I couldn't.
No?
No, I don't have the coordination. Or the range.
Well, it hasn't stopped many before you.
She doesn't have the range. I'm sorry, Shirley. I love her to bits, but she doesn't have the range.
Do you know who does have the range? Patti LuPone.
I wondered when we'd get to
Yes!
Patti.
Segway champion.
Yes, Patti. I mean, most of my recent love for her comes from your love for her. And particularly when we were doing Widow. There's something, I can't even remember what it was, but we were watching something when we should have been probably on stage.
Yeah.
But we were watching her do something.
It would have probably been Evita.
Maybe.
Because it was around that time that I discovered the clip of the Tony Awards.
Right.
and it's so good.
Yeah, she's incredible. But then you decided, as your homage to her that night, to do the curtain call,
Yeah.
Evita style.
Yes.
Just for me, really, because I was the only person who laughed. The audience just thought you were being a tenor, which is, you know, stand there, hold that for, sing, don't cry for me. I didn't tell you. And I'm laughing.
It was the shuffling back and looking at you out of the corner of my eye. I was like, you get that?
we used to sing quite a lot of Patti at before the show as a warm up, and her book is brilliant. I love, like you, she doesn't hold back.
No.
She just tells the truth.
Have you listened to the audio version of that?
Oh, so she's
Her
literally telling the truth. Her reading it.
It was the best 8 hours of my life. I listened to it on the plane going to Japan and back, and it was like hearing her narrate her life.
Yeah.
You get all the inflection because she has such a way of putting things, and such a way of interpreting things and colouring things that I don't think just reading the book would do it justice.
It leaps off the page when you read it, and it's actionable, some of it. I mean, as in, you think, how did that person not sue her? But she's just telling the truth from her point of view.
Yeah.
It's not offensive. She also, somebody she really likes or she values, she's equally expressive in terms of how much she likes them and what a valuable person they are. As are you, because you have strong opinions, and you like to stand up for things, and I think that's important.
Well, you are allowed to have your opinion. I don't have to respect it. I don't have to agree with it. I don't have to follow it, but I do have to acknowledge it.
Yes.
And I have to acknowledge the right you have to
have
have that. And I expect the same back. And just because I disagree with you on whatever it is, doesn't mean I hate you.
Can you stop saying you?
Sorry.
Just because I disagree with one
So,
doesn't mean that I hate them or I hate that person. Because we don't disagree, and you don't hate me.
Okay, snowflake.
Yeah.
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 When you said that camera looks like an old Polaroid camera, it actually is.
Yeah, well, okay. So you just produce like...
It's just going to be like a
Polaroid
flip book
Yeah.
with me narrating over the top of it.
I like the old Polaroid. See, back in the day when one did videotape television, Polaroid.
Yeah.
And they'd say, flash! And it was something to do with a big flash in front of them.
And all of a sudden your pants would be down around your ankles.
And they go, not again. But you're allowed to do that then.
Yeah. Hello people of the internet, thank you for watching. If you'd like to catch another episode of Anything But Opera, you'll find it here. If you'd like to catch another episode of Anything But Opera, you'll find it here. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you'll be notified every time there's a new episode.